few weeks later, Jericho would bring Shawn Michaels onto the highlight reel, and that's when he attacked Shawn Michaels and put him through the Jeritron 6000. All this led to a heel turn while ending this gimmick. Next up, we have the best in the world at what he does, and that was from June of 2008 through July of 2012. When Jericho started his best in the world at what he does gimmick, he would take away every aspect of his Y2J character that made him popular in order to be hated as a heel. When the gimmick started, he was also still in the feud with Shawn Michaels. He would lose his IC championship due to a distraction by Michaels at Night of Champions against Kofi Kingston. They would later face each other at the Great American Bash, where Jericho won after attacking a cut on HBK's eye. At SummerSlam, HBK would say that his eye damage would force him to retire, and then insulted Jericho when he said that he would never reach his success. Jericho then tried to attack Shawn Michaels but accidentally punched his wife after he ducked. They would then meet at Unforgiven in an unsanctioned match where Jericho would lose. However, later in the night, Jericho would win the World Heavyweight Championship. He would hold the championship multiple times under this gimmick, as well as the IC Championship and the Unified Tag Team Championships, teaming up with both Edge and The Big Show. He would also be involved in multiple storylines over the next few months, including his feud with Edge over the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 26. He was a part of the Team WWE against the Team Nexus at SummerSlam, and he would then leave WWE in September 2010, but would later return in January of 2012. His most important storyline when he came back was his storyline with CM Punk over the WWE Championship. Jericho talked about how Punk's father is an alcoholic and how his sister was a drug addict. They would face each other at WrestleMania 28 and then at Extreme Rules in a Chicago street fight. The final appearance that he made under this gimmick was at Money in the Bank when he participated in the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match. Moving on to the second to last gimmick, and that is his face turn from July 2012 through January 2016. Chris Jericho started his run under this new face gimmick the night after Money in the Bank. He turned face by hitting Ziggler with a code breaker. It led to them having a match at SummerSlam, and then the next day on Raw, Jericho put his Money in the Bank briefcase on the line while Jericho put on his WWE contract on the line. Jericho lost the match and left WWE for about 5 months. Then at the Royal Rumble, Jericho made his return as a number 2 entrant. His first big match was against CM Punk at Payback. He would be involved in a few minor storylines over the next 2 years, like his feud with the Wyatt family in the summer of 2014, and his storyline with the New Day in January of 2016. Also, in September 2015, he teamed up with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose against the Wyatt family at Night of Champions. His final storyline under this new gimmick was against AJ Styles. They would face each other on Raw, where Styles would defeat Jericho, and then a few weeks later on SmackDown, where Jericho would defeat Styles. Finally, they had a match at Fastlane where Styles would once again defeat Jericho, and that was the end of this gimmick. And we have Chris Jericho's last gimmick, which is a stupid idiot gimmick that started March of 2016 and is still going to date. After the match between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho at Fastlane, they would form a tag team called Y2AJ. However, after they lost their tag team match against the New Day, Jericho would attack AJ Styles and turn heel. Jericho would say that he was annoyed at the fans for chanting for AJ Styles instead of him. He would start to call both his opponents and the fans stupid idiots. They would face each other in a match at WrestleMania 32 where Jericho surprisingly won. After his feud with AJ Styles wrapped up, he would begin feuding with Dean Ambrose. After the brand split, Jericho would form an alliance